Hello everybody, I'm Jireh. I'm going to read you a nice story for Beyond the Door. Chapter 3. Molak led them into a laboratory. A huge vat made of thick glass was connected to a tangle of tubes and wires. Inside it was an inky darkness, blacker than anything the children had ever seen before. Flashes and sparks shot through the blackness like lightning in a storm. In this vat is the enemy, said Molak. Varens. Keep off at the hair rise up on the back of his neck. The man you met today was a Varen. Molak went on. He was not human. He was made of the dark energy you see in here. The Varen's aim is to destroy history and bring about darkness and confusion. As a time guardian, I protect time by seeking out Varens and trapping them. What you see inside this vat is more terrible than you can imagine. It cannot be destroyed, it has to be trapped, and must never escape. The children shuddered. An icy chill went through them. Floppy looked at the dark vessel, lifted his head, and howled. Let's not stay here, said Molak. Chapter 4. Molak took them to a huge library. He had shelves of books that went up to the tall ceiling. The books were all bound in polished leather. Some did not have titles. They had a date on the spine with some strange letters and symbols. Along a wall were cabinets with hundreds of tiny drawers. A log fire burned coldly at the far end of the room. The children sat on comfortable leather chairs, and Floppy lay on the thick carpet in front of the fire and fell asleep. Molak sank into a chair, wiped his forehead with a handkerchief, and leaned forward and began. You're my only hope, Molak said. I need you to go on a mission. It'll be difficult and dangerous. I want you to travel back in time and bring back the time web. We have the box already, but there are 3 more parts that must be brought here. What is the time web? Asked Nina. It is an ancient machine. It acts like an eye looking into the past. It tells us where the Varens are attacking time. Without it, we cannot look back in history to see where they are. We need a time map so we can travel back in time to stop them. However, if they get hold of any part of the time web before us, we can never defeat them. Molak's pale eyes burned into them, and today, as you saw, a Varen almost succeeded. Nadine gulped. He held out the old box, which he had not out of his sight. So, this is part of the time web? He gasped. Right, said Molak. Chapter 5. From a chest, Molak took out a diagram. The time web looks like this. See, it has 4 parts. The hub is a bit like the hard drive of a computer. The matrix is like the keyboard, and the cell gives the time web its power. The O box is the case which connects it all together. But how does it work? Asked Skipper. It's like a very strange and ancient computer, explained Molak. It links you to the past, rather like a computer links you to the internet. So when the Varens attack the past and you try to change it, the time web can tell you where they are, suggested Nina. No wonder the Varens want to get hold of it. But we have the box ever since we found the magic key, said Biff, so it's been lost for years. If it's so important, why didn't you look after it? Molak smiled. Not lost, it was hidden. I can think of no safer place than in your hands. The other parts of the time web are hidden in history. Your task will be to find them. If we go on this mission to bring back these parts, how will we know where to look? Nadine asked doubtfully. And how dangerous will it be? Asked Skipper. Will we meet Varens? You will know where to look when you get there, said Molak. But the Varens are getting close. You may have to outwit them. Do the Varens all look the same? Asked Nina. She shuddered when she thought of the terrible man that had met that afternoon. No, replied Molak gravely. Most of them look like ordinary people. But Varens can give off a feeling of coolness and darkness and like that man did, cried Kipper. As the oldest, Wilma felt responsible, so she spoke for all of them. I think we're all agreed to go, she said. They all nodded. Then every second is precious, said Molak. He jumped to his feet and ran from the library. The children followed. As the library door banged shut, Floppy opened one eye, yawned, and went back to sleep. Chapter 6. The children rushed after Molak. He led them along winding passages. passages, downstairs, and then down a flat stone steps. As they went deeper, the steps grew narrow and uneven. The air smelled damp and earthy, as if they were in some ancient vault deep underground. At last they came to a heavy wooden door. Moloch pushed it open and beckoned them through. It was a circularium room with doors evenly spaced around it. Each door had a key in it. In the center of the room was a huge hourglass, almost as tall as Skipper. "This is a circularium," announced Moloch, "an ancient means of time travel. It will choose which of you will go, and where in time you will travel. As there are 3 parts of them, the time well will still to get, only 3 doors will work." Moloch took the box that Nadine was still holding. He told each of them to choose a door, then he flipped the hourglass upside down. At once tiny streaks of bright light began to flow into the lower chamber of the hourglass. The circularium began to spin. The doors seemed to merge into one. Then the spinning stopped. Biff and Chip were still in the room. They had been left behind. 3 doors had opened. Wilf, Wilma, Keeper, and Nadim and Nina had gone. "I don't understand," cried Biff. "Why were we left behind?" Moloch shook his head. "You were not chosen," he said. "Now we must leave the task to the others and wait." He pointed at the hourglass. The bright specks of light had already filled the corner of the chamber. "The others will soon be back," he explained. "In here, time is squeezed. What will seem like hours to them will pass here in moments." "Are you sure the circularium will work?" asked Chip anxiously. "It will," said Moloch. "But who has gone where and whether they will succeed, I do not know. We can only wait and hope." Biff looked at Chip. What on earth had they got themselves into? Thank you for watching to Beyond the Door. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the thumbs up to like this video. Bye bye!